The RV industry has a huge positive economic impact to the area. In fact, if every RV space were filled at once, it would be equal to about half the population of Benson. And it's a competitive environment, so what makes one RV park stand out over another? Let's go. Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Greg and Tracy Webble, the managers of the Lakes at St. David RV Resort. And I want to first of all say thank you both very much for being here.
Very welcome.
Very welcome.
Dragging you away from your busy schedules. The park has been busy lately. I guess it's up and down. Can you talk to a little bit first about how tough it is really? I mean, there's no way you can predict seasonally.
No, to help you guide us through this conversation with you, I am marketing and Greg is financial and budget. So that question actually kind of could split off both directions with us.
Well, then talk about marketing. How tough is it? It's a competitive environment. I should have mentioned right off the top, there's something like between 3,000 and 3,500 RV spaces in the region. That's a lot of competition.
It is a lot of RV spaces. Competition is potentially a different word.
Yeah.
Because it really depends on what the guest is wanting to get out of their stay. If it's going to be just long term, so they can maybe be a traveling nurse and they're really off doing a normal life. So there's a lot that goes into who your target audience is, and that's my marketing world. Is we really draw in people that want to come experience the quiet, the relaxation. There's something very, very zen about our property. Being able to have the lakes.
Right.
I am from the Northwest originally, so those are ponds. But the lakes at St. David sounds a whole lot better than ponds. But they are indeed beautiful and something great and special about the Benson area.
We're going to talk a little bit more about the lakes at St. David, but I want to mention that in 5 minutes or so, I'm going to talk about what it was like when I was growing up here and what was out there with the ponds. But
we hear a lot of stories.
Oh, yeah, it was totally different. Well, either one of you can speak to this, Greg or Tracy. The park has undergone a huge renovation, a rebirth, I would call it.
Absolutely.
5 years ago, it was nothing like what it is now. What happened? When did all this start? What was involved?
So basically, the genesis of the current owners, and he purchased the property in 2015. It kind of became a side project for him because he was building other things at the time. Really got started late 2019 to start doing the upgrades that he wanted to do. Unfortunately, COVID shut him down through the year of 2020. So seeing the upgrades that you're seeing right now, yeah, they're only about 3.5 years old with the paved roads throughout the park. All of our RV sites are now fully graveled with new gravel. Building upgrades.
How many sites do you have?
Right now, functional sites, we have 178, and we're working to finish up a few more to get close to 200.
How many lakeside?
29.
Okay, so that's a different market, right? I mean, okay,
Yeah.
we'll come back to that, but
Yeah.
So it's a very large park.
Absolutely. We're just under 40 acres total.
Wow.
And on top of the RV park, RV spaces, we do have 7 of 12 casitas that are rentable right now.
Right,
So,
and they have been completely renovated too.
absolutely.
What possessed someone to put so much time and effort? Someone must have seen potential.
It's a huge potential because this particular property, being where it is with the lakes there, it gives them a little bit more of a higher end feel in this area.
Yeah, I would call this a high. My wife and I, you both know this because we've stayed. Full disclosure, we've stayed at the lakes at St. David. I don't know.
You are VIPs when
Yes,
you walk in that door.
Well, I appreciate that, but I think about 8 times now. And the first time we went out there, we were just really captivated because it is very much a Zen experience.
Yeah.
Right.
But I would say compared to other RV, there's only 1 or 2 that we've stayed at that are at the same level. It's a premium property.
Absolutely.
Okay, so.
And I do want to pause and give a little background on one of our owners. He grew up in kind of with his parents in the mobile home kind of world.
Community.
So RV parks have always had a special place in his heart. He is a contractor himself and builds homes as well. So it's just in him to look at something and see potential. In particular, our koi pond, if you ever go out there, when they renovated the swimming pool, all of the old pool deck is the layers of the waterfall in the koi pond. So he just reused them and had this vision for it.
Well, it turned out beautiful. If I were to take people back 5-6 years ago, and frankly drive around the property the way it was
Recognize
then,
it.
would not recognize it, probably wouldn't stay there.
Correct.
I mean, the first time we went there after the renovation, I was just totally amazed. I mean, that's a lot of time and effort and money, obviously.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I was asking you about the size of the park.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about the challenge or the logistics of trying to, because it is different markets. I never really thought about it this way, but you're trying to appeal to two different types of, or maybe 3 or 4 different types of RVers. You've got the recreational, the folks who are going to stay around the lake. You have a lot of full-timers. How else does that market break down?
Well, the thing that kind of sets us apart in the area, I believe, is we are not a 55-plus park, right?
Oh, right.
So we have multiple generations and things that we can play off of. We do have our peak season, which is November 1st through April 30th, which is 21 and older only. And then in the summertime, May 1st through October 31st, we open up to families. So it gives that summertime feel for those families to show up, RV, be able to have the kids swim in the pool, fish on the lakes, things like that. But to your question of being, multiple different people that we're looking at, we basically run the gamut, which is a lot different from other ones in the area, in that we have these casitas available. We have RV spaces that you can either be up in the upper levels where it is very dark at night and very quiet. There's no train horns blowing as you live
Right.
in our resort. Down to the lakefront sites. And yeah, the lakefront sites are a little closer to the highway. There is a plan in place where we're going to be putting a fence up the entire highway part of the resort. So just continuing to upgrade and make it better there has been just one of the things that Tracy and I have had, just love being able to do. And the owners have given us the freedom to say, hey, we want to do these things. And they're like, Go for it.
Yeah.
Make it better.
And to speak on that too, him bringing up the fact that some of the RV resorts around here that would be, quote, our competitors, just other businesses here, same as us.
Right.
It's not as much the same setting that we have the beauty of the lake.
That's
the lakeside.
what makes it so
That
unique.
draws the families
Yeah.
during our summer season, where the other ones are going to be older people, and in the industry, you call them parking lots. So sometimes there's RV resorts that are much more of a parking lot feel. We have a really specialness of the property, especially around the lake, to make it feel like you're camping at a state park, but then you have resort amenities.
Now, again, either one of you can speak to this, but you mentioned the peak season, the summer season. So it's what most people would think of as the snowbirds. There's a snowbird season and then the summer season.
Yeah, and that is actually something that Greg and I brought. We have been on with the lakes since August of 2023, and it didn't have 2 seasons at the time, and it didn't have families at the time.
What'd you do to change that?
We created peak season and summer season and said, hey,
Okay.
let's let these families in Cochise County in particular, is who I reach out to marketing wise, and say, you don't have to go that far to come experience a campground kind of feel with your family.
Yeah, it really is lakeside. I mean, you'd have to go to the White Mountains to get the same ambiance, I guess is the word I would
Sure.
use, the same setting.
Yeah, obviously we're not putting any power boats in the lakes and
Unless
letting
they're
them go
little
water
ones.
skiing, but yeah, it is just nice to be able to sit.
I think I'm going to throw back a little bit to my earliest memories of the lakes at St. David. It used to be called Golden Bell and then Twin Lakes.
Lots
Right.
of different names.
There was a slide. I'm going to speak directly to the audience. there was a slide that went down into what I would call the second lake, the one furthest south. And we used to go out there as teens and just raise teen cane, you know.
Sure. Good place to do it.
It was a good place to do it, but you know, it was very primitive. It was. And now that's all gone, which is a good thing. And you have the lawn areas, you have the lakeside pretty well established.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about now the amenities besides the lakes. You got, and we're showing people pictures. You don't have the luxury of seeing the display, but we'll show people pictures of the resort as we move along. It truly is a resort. What are some of the real amenities that people love? There's the lakes. There's the what?
Clearly, the swimming pool is a big draw, and it was really nice. We do have it heated year round now, so we have had guests enjoying it in the middle of January. We have a very large hot tub with it as well. We did a lot of renovations over last summer. Greg and I put in an outdoor shower.
Oh yeah, that's pretty nice.
The pool is salt water as well as the hot tub, and so and he can speak to that. He's the certified pool operator, and it's a saltwater pool, but the salt actually goes through a process which creates the chlorine for it, which is kind of cool. It's special for the area.
You know, I've had people tell me that's much better for your skin.
Yeah, it's softer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then we have our clubhouse, of course, where we host we have our Thanksgiving meal that everybody looks forward to. We had a really fun Christmas party this year. We have lots of bands that come. We have them outside if we absolutely can't. We will bring them inside, but it's nice to be out on the patio. We did a major remodel in our now what we call activity center, which is also our laundry. If anybody had seen it before, it was a giant storage area, and now
with a lot of junk.
It's a lounge, big screen TV, air hockey, foosball, puzzle station,
and workout.
Yeah, so we have a great gym in there too.
Go ahead.
So another thing that we upgraded last season was, or last summer, we brought in a large dog washing station.
Oh, yeah.
So
that has been used
It's
so
been
much.
used a lot. It's a beautiful stainless steel unit right on the back side of the clubhouse in the shady area. So, you know, if it is hot out.
It is used every day.
I got to tell you, this first time I saw it, I told Carrie, I said, I'm getting in that. You can give me a bath.
I wish you would have, and you would invite me for pictures.
Right.
It's big.
Oh,
It's so
huge.
interesting, though, because those of us, so we full-timed for 2 years before we
Yeah.
took this position at the lakes. And so we've been to lots of different resorts, RV parks, campgrounds. And Greg overheard somebody one time walking by it saying, wow, that's a really great dishwashing station. So I literally had to make a sign that says dog washing. And at the bottom, it says, this is not a dishwashing station. Because in state parks, you have something very, very similar to it.
Right.
But it was funny.
So, you know, it's tough to be all things to all people, but I think you've succeeded in that. The lakes, the ponds, as you call them, are available for fishing. It's catch and release. There's bass in there. I think
Bass and bluegill,
and crappie.
Reportedly crappie. Crappie.
Crappie. I call them crappie.
Oh,
You
there you
call
go.
them crappie.
I know. I was
Hey.
like, wait, why did I say crappie? Because
I grew up in Nebraska eating crappie, so I would love to have some crappie. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
And we
and-
are and we are open actually to the public as well for fishing.
Right.
But it is definitely paid. You come check yourself in at the office, or we have an after hours envelope that you can use. But you do have to have resort permission. We're very, very careful with making sure we know who's on property. We're responsible for a lot of guests and a lot of lives that live there. And so we try to keep it a safe environment. So
I know,
just check in.
I never really thought about it, which is probably a testament to how well you're doing it. I never really thought that there was anything outward or dangerous about the property itself.
When you don't have,
I mean, because it is a controlled
it's
environment.
not gated. Yeah.
No.
And, there's a lot of people. We do have an older population, and it's just nice to know who's on property. It's just a courtesy to them to make sure that we're just not being willy-nilly with who's coming on.
Now, anyone who has an RV will understand these terms like 30 amp, 50 amp, water, shore power, all the rest of it. If they're not RVers, hopefully they soon will be, and they'll come out to the lakes at St. David.
Absolutely.
But you offer all of the above.
We
Plus-
do. Yeah. And all of our sites, and I'll have Greg follow up with this, are 50 amp. We've just
Oh,
done,
yeah,
so
that's right.
everybody has sewer, everybody has water, everybody has 50 amp. We just did an upgrade around the lakes.
So around the lakes, just about 3 months ago, so sites 1 through 29, 1 through 13 are on the first lake behind the office, and then sites 14 through 29 wrap around the second lake. A complete new upgrade, a full brand new electrical system that now has new electrical pedestals that have 50, 30, and 110.
Oh,
in
really?
them. Yes. So
I want to shout out our little vintage rally that comes and sees
Yeah,
us
would
every
you please?
single
Because
month.
that's a very cool thing.
Yeah, the vintage rally comes not in the summer. It's a little warm for them. But
Might
we-
explain, these are all vintage
These are all
RVs.
vintage,
Oh, yeah.
all redone. We do have a 10-year policy at the resort, and that isn't just to keep people out that don't have pretty rigs. You know, there's something to do with all of the electrical systems, all of the things. When you're bringing a trailer on our property, we want it in good working condition as well. So we approve more RVs than we deny. And it's aesthetic, but it's also systems. But these little trailers are little canned hams. The Brella Bradix have this adorable little fifth wheel. It's orange and white. It's actually made it in a calendar one time. Wonderful, wonderful people that were here before Greg and I, and have continued great relationship with them. And they love being around the lake. And now they can plug in some of their 110 things because they're vintage.
What are some of the other types of events that you have? You have the vintage thing. I've been there when the bands have been there, but you've got yoga. You've got
Yoga has been a highlight. It kind of evolved itself. Our very first year here, our peak season, our first one, we had someone from the community come in and she did yoga. And then the next season we had a work camper who just really wanted to learn it herself as well. And so she did a lot of YouTubing and figuring things out, and she was just fabulous. And this year we have been thoroughly blessed by a woman named Carrie Haney, Haney.
I think I've met her.
She has a company.
Huge smile.
It's subtle. It's subtle reboot. So if you want to look her up, because she does things for private over the air, over online for clients as well, and she has been an absolute highlight for us this season. And we are working hard at securing her to come back.
You've had I don't know if this is the right term, but crafts fairs and that kind of thing.
We did. We started at the beginning having our farmers market, and because of our weather, even though we're kind of protected here in the St. David area as far as getting super duper hot, it did slow down in the summers. And then, it's a very transient sort of thing. So they wandered off and did things in Benson and in Sierra Vista. So it just evolved itself kind of out of the general area, just from a lot of vendor choices and seeking out the audiences. They're trying to make a living with that. Going to the more populated areas, they kind of found their way to. But we do have a new store.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Talk to that, Greg.
Well, like she said, we just past November 1st, we opened up what we call Market at the Lakes. So instead of, the campground, you have to run down the street to the store. We have the basic necessities there now. We have ice and ice cream and, general sundries that you can get without having to run away from the resort. And
we we make our own ice and bag it. So
Right.
you're able to now get bags of ice right there within our store.
Right.
We're starting to come up with some gifts and souvenirs and things like that, but it's really nice. I actually think you would think our slow season, which is summer, the store would maybe not do as well. I actually think it's going to end up doing better because of our target audience is families with kids and coming and wandering through and grabbing ice cream. Ice cream is sold every day.
Yeah.
Ice cream and all the candy that's in there, and really kind of have that feel with the store.
So let's move in a little bit different direction. I want you to talk about what may have been something funny, something really challenging, something that's, sticks in your mind that's been part of the experience of running an RV resort. I'm sure that you've got a lot of stories.
Well,
Funny.
Well, I mean,
so basically, understanding our background, when we were hired for this job, we basically were brought in because of we own our own social media marketing company. So, and the owners knew that this resort needed more marketing to get its name out there. As far as managerial of an actual resort, not a whole lot of experience, but we've both been managers of people in the past, and we've managed systems in the past. So
This
yes,
is a big system.
it's a
Yeah.
big system, and they took a chance on us, and now they speak leaps and bounds how we are doing everything right for them and getting them going down the right path.
It's nice when your owners call you the A team.
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but let's talk a little about the social media, earned media. That's critical. Speak to that.
So
And how do you use it?
we advertise in our Cochise Trading Post. That's not social media like you were saying, but marketing wise, we have been with the Trading Post. Katie Whelan has been absolutely fabulous with us. We have a great big billboard coming out of Benson towards us
Yeah, I've
into
seen
St.
it.
We've used to have
One near Tombstone.
We used to have one there, but you really have to be careful. You're reallocating. You over the last 3 years, we have watched us move, maybe activity dollars over to natural gas to heat the pool. You just have to be really aware of what's being effective and driving the needle and being able to track that, and what maybe needs to be switched up a little bit. I also run a lot of Facebook ads. I'm about to start doing some Google ads because I'm going to be certified in that as well. I'm certified in the Facebook ads. So you're really able to pinpoint and target. I can put fresh ads up. I put 3 maybe at a time, and one is directly targeted at Cochise County because I want them to come join us on weekends. And then there's a bunch that are targeted in all the snowbird areas trying to book for next season. So it's
How effective is that?
very effective.
It's very interesting because we also watch all of the analytics every time that we're running these types of ads. And as soon as we know when an ad stops running, because our website views just drop dramatically.
We go to our dashboard and see all the sites,
Sure.
and it's 2,000 views, and then all of a sudden there's this ginormous spike, and I'm like, yeah, because I got fresh Facebook ads out there,
Yeah, yeah.
and all the comments underneath are just so loving and grateful, and they've been here, and they're like, this is the greatest place, and it's just very, very rewarding for sure.
People can be brutal in their reviews of RV parks. Believe me, I've seen it, but you don't have that.
We don't. We tend to have very, very strong 5-star reviews. People enjoy themselves. I do bribe them with fresh cookies on their first.
I don't know if I've gotten
I
one.
think you have. I'm pretty sure you have. So that was something I brought very, very early. I am a former educator and business development manager with Paul Mitchell, which is a global professional brand.
Yeah.
So I was with them for many, many years, and I was a business development manager in the Southwest. So I traveled a lot, and I always got those cookies at Doubletree when you go into the Doubletree Hotel.
Oh, yeah. They are so good.
So we make our cookies and put them in a little cellophane wrap and fold up a little piece of paper with a thank you sticker on it. And the paper has QR codes to take you to Google, TripAdvisor, and
Yelp, I believe.
Yelp to leave reviews. So I'm bribing them as well. But absolutely, anything that comes on a negative side, it's very, very rare. It's usually a relationship that had some misunderstandings, or we're hearing about it after the fact when we couldn't do anything about it because they didn't say anything until they posted.
Yeah, yeah. Let's switch gears, talk a little bit about the casitas, because that's something we haven't really touched on.
Sure.
And I've seen them, promoted.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful. But tell me about the market for those and how you differentiate that from the RV park, if you do.
It's kind of nice because when you go, and Greg said we had over 40 acres, and lots of people are really surprised because how deep we go and how high up. We really have a bit of an elevation as you're working your way.
Well, Tracy, from the road, you would never know.
Never know.
Yeah, in fact, you would think that all there is a couple of ponds
Yes.
Right.
or lakes and a few RVs. The place is huge.
Absolutely. And what's special is those casitas, the little white houses up on the top of the hill, are really kind of set off by themselves. So people realizing they know they're going through an RV park resort as they drive up there, but they kind of have their own little separate experience, which is really nice. Our top level is the quietest, the darkest, lots of great stars, looking at stars, stargazing. But the casitas themselves, we have 6 that are 2-bedroom and 1 that's a 1-bedroom. almost this exact same footprint. So the one bedroom, you have a bigger bedroom and a bigger bathroom, but they are fully equipped. You could literally bake Christmas cookies there if you want to. All you have to bring is your clothes, your toothbrush, and some groceries, and you
I was
are
just saying
good to
totally
go.
self-contained.
Totally.
How do you market that differently than you do the RV parker, or are they all integral?
It's definitely a different audience. It's an audience that doesn't have an RV.
Yeah.
We are very successful on Airbnb. So we Airbnb them, and we have a
Okay.
perfect 5-star rating with Airbnb.
Yeah.
And so now people are discovering if they want to go hang out at Tombstone, they don't have an RV, especially like a Eldorado situation. Now we sell out, where before we were an option for people. So it's just, what kind of experience do you want? If you want to be walkable to Tombstone and the little hotel that you have to go eat out everywhere, that's fine with you, great. Or it's us, where you're 15 minutes away, you have this quiet ambiance, and you just bring some groceries and
you have your own home.
Yeah,
you have your own home.
and it's very upscale
Absolutely.
They're gorgeous.
without being an upscale price.
Yep. Our owner and his fiance are very much responsible for having it remodeled and decorator touch that she has.
The website has been at the bottom of the screen while we've been talking. I've been flashing it periodically, but you might want to see it. One of you. To test.
The lakes at stdavid.com. I didn't know why
Absolutely.
he wasn't picking up on. I was looking at you to
I guess I
take the
missed it.
ball. The lakes at stdavid.com.
And you get everything there. The casitas, everything's listed. The
Yeah.
activities,
Absolutely.
the calendar.
It's a beautiful website that my husband has.
It actually is pretty nice.
He is the master, the webmaster.
I may have put it together, but all the design comes from this beautiful lady. So
I will take that.
yeah. But you're right. So at the top left, there is a casitas tab. And when you go to that page for the casitas, each casita has its own page. And on its own page, there's actually a video walkthrough of each one. So
You can really see inside. You know, we have a lot of people that want to come on property and drive it and look around. And we're always like, but hey, don't be peeking in the windows at the casitas. You don't know what's rented.
Right.
So if you go on our website, you can see all the pictures from inside. And I have done walkthrough videos of each one. So you can literally picture yourself walking in there.
You know, it's interesting because I was having a full disclosure. We're going to have our anniversary celebration there. I don't
Yes.
want to say the date, but
I was about to, and then I went, nope,
no, that's okay.
because I know it.
Yeah. And there's a specific reason. It's the nicest place in the area for what we want to do. But I've been sending out, text messages and emails to line up our guests. And I guess the question that I've been asked more than anything is, well, I don't have an RV. No problem. Casitas. What? They're always surprised at that.
Yeah.
And it is a surprise. I mean,
And we also are extremely competitive, because if you look at hotel costs in the Benson
Oh,
area, for us to give you a fully equipped 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom home to live in, and the amount of times people ask what bed, they want to be able to go home and buy the bed.
Right.
oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but to be able to offer that, Sunday through Thursday nights were $155 a night. Friday and Saturday nights, it's $180. So it's
Well, I can tell you could not get a decent upscale hotel in Tucson for that. And in Benson, they get close to that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah. Well, what else do you want to touch on? Because believe it or not, we've been going 35 minutes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we have. What would you like to cover? I mean, we've covered a lot of territory. We have pictures that we're going to show. We've got the logo, the website. But speak to just in general, why should people look at your property as opposed to others? You've mentioned the ambiance, the lakes, but really,
Sure.
what about the service?
Well, another thing that comes through all of our Google reviews and reviews in general is how wonderful they think all of our staff is. Tracy and I go through a painstaking process to get only the best people out there as our work campers, and we have been truly blessed with the people that we have been able to bring in and create that ambiance. Very helpful people, very knowledgeable within the resort, knowing how to get things done, and it's just one of those things where, to expand on the ambiance, if you like dark skies, we just, one of more of our upgrades last year was up by the casitas. We built there's a platform up there that has,
Right.
The viewpoint.
Yes.
we call it the viewpoint. You have a 360 360-degree view of the valley. You can sit up there on one of our park benches, take in the sunset, the sunrise, or just enjoy a cool breeze in the afternoon and look around.
And very, very soon, we're going to upgrade that and have a shade structure of sorts, since we want people to still be able to enjoy it. It was great during peak season. They want the sun on themselves. Now, for them to be able to enjoy it, we're going to have something shady up there. But I did want to flip back a little bit to our work camping staff. I have to be very, very honest. When we go through our interview process with them, I literally tell them that they are going to be our VIPs. Some people pay for a RV site with their wallet, and some people pay with their time. And our work camping staff, they do not receive salary. They are there to trade their time because they love this life and they want to explore this area, all sorts of different reasons. But they help this whole place run and tick. They're the heartbeat of the Lakes at St. David, for
and
sure.
you do employee profiles, I think, on Facebook.
I have been doing
which I like. I
staff
like
spotlights. So
staff
if you
spotlight,
go check
right.
us out on Facebook, I have been putting up staff spotlights and then pictures in the office as well. And the other thing that was really special this year that we did, this is our, quote, junior year. So it's our third peak season being managers and really being in business, because we did a grand reopening October of 2023 after we had been there for a month or so. And this year with our works camp staff, every other Sunday, the second and fourth Sundays of the month, we've done family dinner.
Oh, okay.
Just with our staff.
Well, that's very
And
cool.
Somebody provides the main, like we just had it on Sunday. We did burgers and hot dogs, and they bring all the sides, and we just hang out together. It's been a really great way to encourage them, acknowledge them for all that they do. It's been special.
I was going to ask you, you mentioned marketing to Cochise County as opposed to other areas. For the weekenders,
Sure.
the staycation folks, which is what we are.
And Tucson, I reach out to Tucson a
How
lot.
common is that? I mean, how common? Because when we're at an RV park, RV resort, one of the neat things is you always ask people where they're from. And we always tell them, well, we live about 15 miles away. And if they're from Illinois or Ohio or whatever, they're like, well, why do you come here? Well, it's a staycation.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. How common is that?
Very common.
Right.
Very
Speak
common.
to that.
We have a lot of Tucson. It's fun. It's interesting because Greg and I learn people's names from their bookings. And so we also see their bookings on our software, and we know where they're arriving from. So we have obviously clearly the snowbirds, and we know what states are going to be recognized by that. But, we have Green Valley, and we have Tucson, we have Vail, we have St. David. People come from St. David just to get away.
Yeah. Well, it's a heck of a getaway. I mean, it really is. A staycation is great.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go up to the Hilton Embassy Suites at Skyline and Campbell.
Okay.
Beautiful property. We don't do that anymore because we got the RV in the lakes.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's actually better.
You said it for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What else? I mean, we've covered a lot of ground. Oh, I do want to mention the fact that the entire property is paved means that we have plenty of area to walk and ride our bikes, but you also have 2 trailheads up at the top.
We do.
And I had someone ask me specifically about that, so that's a draw.
It is. It's once they leave the hiking gate,
They've left the property.
They've left the property, and they've left anything that we have to do about anything.
Okay.
That is government lease land, and I have a little sign at the hiking gate, and there's a QR code, and it's going to take you to the website where you can spend your, I think, $15 a year
Right.
to gain access.
Yeah.
That's our side of the fence's responsibility to inform. And then
Well,
the guests to make their choices.
I don't want to make your job tougher, but I thought it was important because that is something a lot of people around here do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of customers will.
yeah, and to be frank and talk back to, we want to know who's on property.
Yeah.
Those are really for our private access to that land. It's
Well, it's
not a
beautiful up
public
there.
access to go park up there and not be one of our guests and be able to access it that way. So that is something special that the guests have the choice of making.
That, the casitas, it all comes together.
It does.
Yeah. All right. Where do you want to go? We've covered everything I wanted to cover.
I think
Did you have fun?
we had a great time.
Absolutely.
Are
Absolutely.
you having fun with the park?
We are.
Yeah.
It's a
Absolutely.
challenge, a lot of work.
It's challenging.
I've seen you out there at 2 a.m. I think that was you.
Could have been.
If he was in a hole, it was Greg.
Yeah. Well, you're always there at the pool, like at 6 a.m.
It's usually between 7 and 8, making sure it's ready for the day.
All right, and you are all over the place.
I am.
I like seeing you go by, and you're very distinctive. Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we enjoy it. We think you guys put a lot of work into it. It's much appreciated. And just from the comments that we get from other people that stay there, you're doing it right.
Thank you.
All right.
very
Thanks
much.
a lot.
All right. Well, we'll wrap up with that unless there's anything you want to add. By the way, you both look great today.
We dressed up for
I've
you.
never you clean up pretty
Got
well.
the
do.
manager blazer on and everything.
Yeah. Well, let's see the little logo there. Couldn't see on your
No logo.
it's
no
on your
underneath.
Oh,
There. See.
there's our logo.
There you go. That's nice.
That was another thing. That was just something we did. We just felt like since we stepped on property, the word has always been elevate. Every decision that we make, all of the design choices to staff, to what do we want to upgrade, it was always meant to elevate. So instead of me just wearing a common T-shirt, I got these, got it embroidered, and Greg and I wear managerial shirts. We also
Makes a difference.
We also have work camping shirts that we provide to our staff.
Yeah.
This year we have some really fun ones. Stay cool, I'm staff. Check in and chill out.
I like it.
Cute little sayings on the front of theirs, and then on the back it says staff with.
Well,
the logo.
we'll be there for Carrie's birthday.
Yes.
It's not long.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so
Thanks,
much.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, our guests have been Greg and Tracy Webble, managers at Lakes at St. David. It's on the website. The website has all the information. I've been putting the address at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go by there and just check it out, I'm sure they will not have a problem. Just check in at the gate or at the clubhouse.
Office, that'd be
office.
great.
Yeah, it is well worth it. And it's great for fishing too.
It is.
On that note, we'll say see you later. Catch you next time.